arms. You know what
Storm is
that
getting
her
worse.
her forehead reminds me of is
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great.
in Voyager,
That emitter.
Keska, I think. Whatever, the half Cardassian that had a thing for Chakotay. Reminds me of her. I've never heard of Kobliads before. Or at least I don't remember Kobliads.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
Yeah, of course I do. Starfleet's an open door. We just have to walk through it.
And I could wear a red shirt or get shot.
You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be.
He liked that.
Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
This structural integrity field emitter is going to get so fixed up. Calibration tool, maybe? Well, yeah, no, calibration tool.
Beginning recalibration.
Okay, 2 notes to...
Careful. Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
I don't like the blinking red light.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive. Yes, I'm the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
In my entire career, it's never been an issue, or caused the slightest problem. And I don't expect this to be any different.
You know, he's getting an
I was
infusion
just
before we go on the
curious,
way
that's
mission.
all.
Minimize chances. Also, maybe keep a
Listen.
hypo.
Can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal.
They say
I mean
that
no
about all of
disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew, and he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as
Besides, I brought my own
Captain
shoes.
Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns,
Red
its
blinking light.
nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound. On screen.
Raise shield.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormality.
Red alert.
Aye.
Shield should automatically raise it. Red alert.
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send power to our
Shields
shields.
up.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading.
We've only got
They
one
still should have
shot.
shields they could also overlap
Understood.
ours with,
On my
right?
command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
With the people outside.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
That can blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
All right. Good thing they're out there, I guess.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Interlock 1. And 2.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
All right, swap these around, I guess.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
That seems like a dangerous thing to do.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
All right, first one, do we equip Razor? All right.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Keep my phaser out, just in case. Gotta keep our options open. This is actually pretty fun. Ooh, that one like coalesced right in front of us.
We're almost to the regulator.
What's that for? Alright. Holy shit. He's really coming at us.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
And now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral. EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chovat can...
Oh no. What's that? I don't know what that docking are. Crap. Inbound!
Get down! Diaz to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase
We're on the pylon, not the hull.
Put him through.
Like, not the shield.
Resolute.
Or saucer.
Remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest way
people
to...
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Chara?
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
The captain made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
Let's try reversing the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp.
Disengage your boot.
Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Come on.
3, 2, 1. Mark!
got
That was
you.
close.
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
This is why we
got
needed to
it.
keep the crew safe so we could fix the EPS. Otherwise, we would have blown the bolts and the ship would have went. Come on. See, together. We need both of us. That doesn't have him riled up from post-mission coitus. I don't know what would.
Look out!
I got you. Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Roger that.
No transporters?
Going there now.
Guess we don't get shields either.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
Let her go on first because she's hurt.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time.
You already saved my neck. You're the one that got hurt.
Time to fight me on this. Get in there.
You better be right behind me.
Gonna shut it. What?
We're in.
Wait. Something happened to her. She's pissed that I did what she said? What? I only did that to be like, fine, I'm trusting you. You told me to go in so that you could save my ass this time. Women and their games, I tell ya.
They're safe, bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Kind of want to redo that section just so that I was going to be like, no way, but it's like, oh, she's insisting. I should have just trusted my gut. Something happened to her, I bet. Like we saw it hit her, right?
Carter!
I'm okay. I'm okay. But Etzelar...
Here, let me help you.
And she just stands there and gives a judgmental look. Ooh.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location. Millie.
Oh, man.
We'll see you at sickbay.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermot?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
He's gonna be pissy that we didn't listen. But if we had listened, we wouldn't have had anybody to fix the EPS.
You disobeyed my orders. Well?
I'm sorry for that, Captain. I did what I thought was...
You disobeyed my orders! And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet.
See, that's all he cares about is his name and reputation.
My credibility on this ship. From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
Captain, I told you I'd be honest, so here it is. Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew. Trust me.
You might have won some
He asked
fans on
first.
the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are.
It's not like I just ignored him. I asked him to trust us. He said fine.
If I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will, someday. Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
Add our personnel. All I ask is a tall ship, a strong breed.
All departments reporting full mission readiness.
I hope I didn't ruin our chances with Nilly.
On board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
I guess we
Thrusters
redocked at a
ahead,
different
and
spot on the station. Not a bad looking ship. I kind of wish the bridge was underneath rather than on top, like the oh, that one ship from Discovery, Captain Jojo's ship. The name's slipping my mind right now. Not many ships have the bridge underneath. I thought it was really cool.
That should do it. Set a course for the Hotari system. Prepare to go to Warp 8.
Aye, Captain.
You know what? take this.
We get to say engage?
Me? Engage.
I think if I had picked those, I'd probably be like, punch it.
Simple.
Can't really say
but
kick it.
effective.
Easy.
Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
You don't look so good.
You checked her systems earlier.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
How fast does she go through her?
Help me get her inside.
Didn't it show us as green earlier? Ooh, I like the eyes. There's some kind of dialysis pump, not just the hyper.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself.
Shouldn't she, okay, if it's that close, shouldn't she have it set to warn her sooner?
Your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're...
Rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the Duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet, and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
It does make me unique, but it's not a burden at all. I'm honored to be Kobliad, to represent my people.
As you should be. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake.
Hold it.
What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here. We need you now more than ever. And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge. It took guts to defy a direct order.
I got permission to defy the order.
I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship. And everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure's almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of Duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Give me a hyper...
Understood.
A hypo spray where in an emergency I can... And will come as needed.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I'm feeling much better. Thank you. It's just part of who I am.
You don't have to explain to me. I understand. I'm just glad you're okay.
Why does she understand so well?
You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Seems like she'll take whatever part she can get. She seems eager, if you know what I mean.
Complete the diagnostic sequence, and this shuttle will be cleared for service.
Yes, sir.
Storm in the Hotari region will interfere with our transporters, so we need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
Excuse me, Commander Trovok.
Petty Officer Maris, I will leave you to your work.
I stopped by sickbay and saw Nilly. I figured you'd want to know.
It's my fault she's in there. I should have made her go first.
Maybe, but I wouldn't want to see you hurt like that any more than her. Dr. Duval said she'll be back on duty soon, though.
Come on. I have to run the final diagnostic.
The Melville?
I can't stay long. I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari, and things are piling on faster than I can check them off. We're making all our last-minute checks in security, too. Tactical and security are short-staffed.
Well, nothing's ever 100%, but we'll be good to go.
And if you wait until you are ready, it's probably too late. Which is why I didn't want to wait for just the right
I was
time.
gonna say, read between the lines there.
I had a chance to think about this while I was away. Then you and Nilly almost got killed out on the hull. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you.
He wants us.
Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
Oh, nope.
Miranda, is everything all right?
I meant to say, did I do
Yeah,
something
I'm
wrong?
fine. Maybe even better than fine. What I'm trying to say is, we've been really good friends for a long time. But I got back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
There's no Nilly, but what the hell?
You don't have to explain it. I feel the same way. There is something between us.
So,
Nilly,
you wanna
that's
find
what's
out
between
what that
us.
Something is. If it's there for you, and it's there for me, why not give it a try?
Are you kidding me? I just said yes.
I wanted to be sure I heard that right.
These are uncharted territories.
I'd call it a chemistry experiment. You know, with us.
Inquiring minds are gonna want to know about this, so... Do you tell Nilly, or do I?
I wouldn't worry about that.
Level 1 diagnostic complete.
I have to get back to that to-do list. They're probably looking for me.
Can't blame them.
Is everybody thirsty in this?
I'll be seeing you.
Although going by the number of episodes in Star Trek where